Hello, welcome back to FTB Unleashed. This is a supplemental episode on bees. So is this bees 3, I think? I apologise if it's not, I think it's bees 3. So what we want to do in this episode is, I've moved my bees from over here into the bee area. As you can see, I've got something signifying this is my bee area. There's the bee there with a monocle and his pipe. You'll hear about that in tomorrow's normal episode. Or if you saw my stream, you'll know what that's about. So yeah, I moved the bees over here. It looks slightly different because updated texture pack has got nice textures for the Buildcraft pipes. So I've got 7 of the. I think I've got 7. 1, 2, 5, 6. Yeah, I've got 7 here because it's this is billet odds, so I've got 1 in the chest there. There we go. And something's changed slightly. What I've got here is apiarist pipes. So everything else is the same. But I'll get apiarist pipes. So what I will make them is I've got one left over here. Diamond pipe with propolis either side. Of course, we're getting propolis from the unwary and the diligent bees. Gives us this apiarist pipe. So that's what I've done there. An apiarist pipe, when you place that, it has different conditions to a diamond pipe. It has bee-related conditions. So if we look at this, still the same. So white's always up, black's always down, red's always north, blue's always south, yellow's always east, and green's always west. If we was putting bees back into an apiary above this, like we are there, we'd set the white to any bees. And what that'll do is it'll try and put any bees back up. And then depending which way our chest is, so in this case it's red, what we do is set red to anything like that. Now this can also do a lot more, but I've never actually worked out how to use the rest of this. You can have it get specific bees that can go through all the different bees, and it can have specific bees. What's that? It doesn't have all of them, does it? It has it's like the vanilla bees and well, maybe just the bees that I've seen. That'll be it, won't it? This will just be the bees that I know of, like your bee database. There we go. That's how you set up that's a basic way you set up. You just right click and clear any of these. By the way, left click will cycle through. So we've got drones, princesses, queens, pure red, nocturnal, pure nocturnal, strong flyers, all kind of conditions you can set, but I just set them to any bees, anything. So that's what these are all set to. So it should be set exactly the same as that. Yep. White, any bees, sends bees back into the top. Anything. So any spare bees or any products come into the iron pipes, and the iron pipes are all set up to throw things into the chest. Wonderful. So we're not actually getting anything at the minute though, because we've got no bees running. We're at the stage now where I actually lost my unwary drone in the setup over there. I don't know what happened to it, but it got stuck in the pipe somewhere. I ain't lost a bee for a long time, but something happened and I lost the bee. So I made another unwary princess with that spare cultivated princess we had. But what we've got though is we've got 64, or roughly 64, of each of the drones we need for these. So we can start breeding these together now. So what we're going for is the Majestic, and is the Imperial and the Industrious. So we've got our 2 breeding apiaries at the end here that have both still got the automated bit turned off. So what we want to do is breed an unwary princess with a diligent drone, and we'll put that one in first. So unwary princess, diligent drone. So they're from the same tree, and then the other things that are from the same tree. Give me a Majestic princess with a noble drone, and that's just, these are queens at the minute, so I just need to let that die off. Let me just kill that Majestic queen, make it into a princess. I'll keep my eye on that a second. And once we've got these bred, what we can do is we can start making the genetic machines that start using the items that we're going to get from the Imperial bee for a start. And then we want to start using that to start pulling traits out to start upping the speed and the productivity of these bees. So the plan for this episode, we'll see what that is in just a minute. I'll make sure I catch that. There we go. So Majestic Princess, Noble Drone. Majestic Noble. So if we get our BLRs out, and let's just look in any eye at Imperial. And there's that weird thing happens there, doesn't it? Come on. That takes a while for the bees to show up. So Imperial, as you see there, comes from a Noble and Majestic. So what you've got is a line of bees that starts off with common cultivated, and so you get your Noble, and back with the cultivated again. Common cultivated gets your Noble. Noble back with the cultivator gets you majestic, and then noble and majestic together gets you the final bee in the line, which is the imperial. 8% chance. And if you remember, we've got these add an extra 50, so that'll make that 12%, and then so another 11. Alright, and another 6, so 8. We've got about 18% chance of getting what we want here. Not great, not a great percent, not a great chance of getting what we're after. So let's have a look at our first cycle here. And Weary Diligent, that one works at all. And Weary Diligent, Diligent Industrious. So we've got a hybrid Industrious there. We'll put in the Weary Diligent and the Diligent Industrious in, see what we get there. And again, we're going to start getting some ones that we're not going to want. And let's look in this one, what we've got. Even worse, Majestic Noble, Majestic Noble. So there's been no mutation at all in this one. It's just giving us 3 Majestic Nobles. What's that we've got there? It's an Imperial Noble, isn't it? I'm just going to try. We had this from before, if you remember. I'm going to try that Imperial Noble in there, see if that gives us a quicker chance. But without that, if I didn't have that, what I'd done is I'd have put another Noble in there then. That would have been my normal route, would have been grabbing another one of these Noble drones, sticking that in there. But, oh, here we go, what's this? We've got a Weary Industrious Hybrid, Diligent Pure, Industrious Diligent. So I'm going to put that back in. I'm going to put the Weary Industrious and the Industrious Diligent. Let's see what we get. And that one, and again, Pure Diligent can go in there. So as you see, I'm just doing 2 breedings at a time. Majestic Imperial, Noble, Noble. So I'm going to have to put in the Majestic Imperial Hybrid there with a Pure Noble. This side, I've got itchy nose, I apologise for that. Again, it's like we have done before, this is the last manual breeding we'll have to do though, just so you know. Everything from here on in will be with mutator blocks and alvearies. It's going to take a little while to get to that stage, but this is all you need to do. I've run out of honey, let's go get some honey. So yeah, everything we're going to breed from this point in, once we've got the Industrious and the Imperial, is going to be purely done with a much better chance. Less chance than it used to have. It used to get 100% chance. I think you can get quite a good chance still, but it's a bit different. Industrious Diligent Hybrid, Industrious Pure, and Weary Industrious. I'm going to save the Industrious Pure for just a second, even though that probably would give me the desired result. And I'm going to put Industrious Diligent and the Unweary. No, should I just use it? Yeah, I'm going to save that just in case, because that'll give us a better chance if this is a hybrid again. So put them 2 back in. Ditch that Majestic Imperial. This is not going well in this side. The other one's certainly going better. What we've got here? Noble Imperial, Noble Imperial, Noble Imperial. So actually that one was just ditched. That Majestic Imperial. Let's have that back. And put in a Noble Imperial with a Majestic Imperial. So the Noble and the Majestic have got a chance to mutate. It's night time. Son of a bitch. Back in a sec. And like magic, it's daytime again. So where was we up to? That's not finished yet. That's not finished yet. Okay, so these are waiting for a tick each. So yeah, Noble Imperials, we'll put them away for a minute. We'll keep that Industrious Purebred to a side. What we've got here? This is looking good. Pure Industrious, and something we can bin. So let's look at the stats here. That's got active fast, that's got both slow, and this Industrious has got all slow as well. So normal lifespan, short normal. So we use the ones that have both got the 2 normal lifespans. So these are ready now to go into a breeding, an actual production apiary, and I've got no frames in it, but there we go. We've got a pure short life. We've got a pure normal life. So I'm putting them two together, and we want some frames in this because these are going to be producing now. So there we go. Good bee that is. So diligent industrious and that other pure industrious can go in there. And what we can do now is concentrate on this one, which is looking good as well. Certainly looks a bit better than it did. What we've got here then, Pure Imperial, wonderful, Imperial, wonderful, and a Majestic Noble that we don't care about. So there we go. We've got our industrious and our Imperial production bees. Imperial, and these have got pretty shit stats, but once we've got genetic stuff together, we'll be working on making them better. Now, there we go. And what we're going to do with the rest of this episode then is we're going to start making the genetic machines we're going to need. And I'm going to set these up in here, because this is going to be this is going to be a full bee area, so I'm going to designate this end of it to be machines and stuff. But I'm going to make them at the minute, but we won't have any power as such, but let's get them made. So we've made the first one. In fact, let's put the first one into action. Let's grab these spare drones then that we've got that we no longer need. I'll get rid of that one as well. And these can go into the gene pool. So the gene pool is there, and it's got, if you look behind it, it's got liquid ducts going to an ender tank that sends the liquid DNA into a tank across in the tank area. So all of them are go in there. I have to wait to get rid of one. Let's get the last one in. Thank you. While we're here, I had some random combs from hives, like when I got the Oblivion Princess or the Ender Princess and stuff. I slung them into the centrifuge, and that's given us these random things. Refractory wax can be used to make capsules that can hold lava and stuff. And I sometimes end up binning it. Pulsating propolis can make ender pearls if you get enough of it. I can't put that back in now. Silky propolis from tropical bees, that lets you make the silk wisps. No, is that by putting it back in here again? It is. So there we go. There's a silk wisp. Silk wisps are what you use to make the apiostame. Then woven silk. So that comes from silky comb, which is from tropical bees. There you go, tropical. Yeah, woven silk, make that in a carpenter, 9 of them gets you that. And that you can use to make apiostame or apiostame upgrade for your MPS suit. If you wear an MPS, there you go, apiostame. Alvery sieve, cool, it's used for that as well now, nice. And we should see somewhere an MPS recipe, but we don't seem to. Okay, well, I thought I could use that for MPS as well. Have I not got add-ons? Don't know. Okay, well, I'm not using MPS much anyway, so it don't matter. But yeah, there we go. That's some random products there. We can ignore these. I'll be using these for specific things, but later on. So what we're going to look at now then is extra bees. I spelled that wrong. Bees. Extra bees, and we're going to start making these machines. So we've made the first one, the gene pool. You saw us make that. We're going to want our carpenter watering at some point, I think. But let's see what else we need. Apiary data bank, quite useful. We should probably make one of them. And these are all the advanced machines. The genetic machine, the sequencer and the splicer. Sorry, the genetic machine is just an ingredient for the other stuff, but the sequencer and the splicer, we don't use them, we skip them. These are like tier 2, and these are tier 3. We go straight for all the tier 3. So we've got advanced genetic machine, which is an ingredient for all of these things. And then isolator, replicator, purifier, inoculator, and synthesizer. Them's the 5 machines you need. And we probably also want a data bank and an acclimatizer. Indexer I don't always bother with. An indexer is just storage for bees. What you should be able to make is an apiarist's backpack. The apiarist backpack, that's got 125 slots. I used to use that instead. of an index set. So I should make one of them as well at some point. Apiarist chests. Oh, I've got no honeycombs at the minute because I've made them all into honey. Yeah, so them spare ones I could have actually probably used for that, because I'm not going to use this. Amnesic waxes from Magic Bees. Didn't mention that one, did I? If we press U on that. Magic capsules. Essence of everlasting durability. That's interesting. So that's from Magic Bees. That's for certain stuff there. Okay, don't have to worry about that for now. So let's go on making these machines then. Oops, extra bees. So what do we want? We want the things that this advanced genetic machine goes into. So we'll see what this goes into. So I'm pressing U there. And that's what we need the carpenter for. I'm going to need it for that thing. So pressing U, bit of lag there. You see it goes in the isolator, the replicator, purifier, the inoculator, and the synthesizer. So we need 5 of these advanced genetic machines. You also see we need some of these serum vials that we can't make yet because they need royal jelly, which we ain't got yet. But we're still going to make 5 of these advanced genetic machines. I may make extra ones of some of these later on, but for now we don't need to make any extras just yet. We do need all them. The replicator's not that important, if I'm being honest. It's semi-useful. I may skip that for now. Or I may make it just to show you. But yeah, we need 5 of these advanced genetic machines, so let's see what we need for that. So each of them needs a genetic machine. So let's see what they go into. So we need 5 of them. Gene pool we've already got. Sequencer and splicer we don't need. So that's that there. So we just need 5 of them things. And they each take a basic machine, apiarist machine there. So we still need 5 of these, and I think the acclimatizer needs one of these. So we want 5 for there, we want another one for there, so 6, and then we want a data bank as well, 7. Shall I make an indexer? No, I'm not going to bother. Index is just a chest to store a lot of bees. But I have to say I put them in my backpack. Screw it, I'll make one. So 5, 6, 7, 8 of these apiarist machines. So I need lots of sturdy casings. Have I got any sturdy casings? I don't think so. Let's have a quick check, see if I've made any spares. We're going to need our carpenter at some point. No sturdy casings in there, is there? And I'll just check. They're impregnated casings, so they're not good for this. So I need 64 bronze. That's the first thing we need then. Don't think I've got hardly any bronze. I've got 3. So what I'm going to need is copper and tin. How much copper and tin do we need? Is it going to be like tin? Is that going to be enough? Let's have a look. Easy enough. Cool. Put that back for now. 64 bronze gets us 8 of these steady casings, and then copper and redstone are on these. So what I can do, I can use this thing here. I'll put them in there. The apiarist machine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wonderful. Next thing then was wanting a acclimatizer out with them. So it needs lava cans and water cans. So we need to make some cans for that. So they're the only cans that takes. What's going on there? It's actually showing me the water, not the can, isn't it? So these use. Let's see if I can use these wax ones. No, I ain't got any wax ones. Okay. How many does that get me? 4. I need another 3 of that. I'm not sure if this works, but we'll soon find out. I want 1, 2, 3, with water. And we're going to want 3 with lava, so I'll go to my lava tank. Actually, we can go to this one here. Should be able to get these straight out the side of the ender tank there. No, that don't work, does it? I thought that would work. Put over there. No, okay. Let's go to our iron tank then. We should definitely get them from the valve there. 1, 1, 2, 3. Oh, they won't take lava because the beeswax. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Let's pretend I didn't do that. That's what I was talking about refractory wax for. Refractory wax can hold lava. Normal beeswax cannot because it's normal beeswax. I should probably just make the tin ones and not dicked about. So I think it's 3 tin in a row. No. No. 12 cans, okay. That's the one it's asking for, isn't it? That's the specific type. So let's just not mess about and make them. And now I should be able to actually fill this up with this ender tank here. We can. Wonderful. So the sifting water tanks work, water ones work, maybe what? Machines can go in there. And acclimatizer. Do you work? No, it didn't work anyway. Okay, what a waste of time. I make mistakes, so you don't have to. How does that sound? So we've got the actual capsules it asks for. Why you no work? Oops, put the wrong ones in. So we've got acclimatizer. There's our first machine then. So what's next? APS data bank. That actually uses a Bealizer. No, it doesn't use a database, which we've not made yet. So we need our carpenter together now to make this database. So let's put our carpenter down where it can get power. There we'll do. Let's get rid of them. Thank you. So it's temporary setup here. Where do water cells go? Can use them in there. Should be able to. Yay, found a use for them. So APS database. 2 redstone, 2 tin, 2 gold, a glass pane. Let's just make it in there, eh? Can't make it in there because it's a carpenter thing. I thought we might be to see it in there to get the stuff, but we cannot. 2 of them, 1 of them, 2 tin, 2 redstone. This isn't sorted out as I like it to, by the way. You'll see this in tomorrow's episode. Give you a bit of a preview of what I'm doing tomorrow. Emerald. What else was it? Glass pane. Glass pane. Still in there. So I've just finished tomorrow's episode when I when I've started this. It's actually encoding. It's uploading right now actually. So gold. Diamond emerald, I think that's the wrong way around. And tin. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the other way around. Like that. There we go. That's making that for us. So we'll get that thing made. Might as well put water in them and use it in here, use them up. So I don't think we'll need that for anything else just yet. So this is taking its time, isn't it? Should have maybe carried on with something else, but never mind. It's done now, innit? Come on, hurry up. What this thing does is, this is kind of cool. It lets you look at the bees that you've bred. So this will be different. This will only show bees that you've actually bred yourself. So once you click on a species, you can see the overview. You can see its genome, its products, what climates it can live in, what mutations get to it. So obviously the forest doesn't have any because that's a hard bee, and what mutations can come from it. So you can see from forest we've got common, cultivated, and there's all these ones that it can go into that we've not done. So that's all we've done. So if we look at one that actually has mutations, so look at our Imperial. So you see, this can go into lots of other things that we haven't discovered yet, but also it shows you what it takes to get it as well. So this is quite useful. So this is a handheld one, but you're going to want this near your bees, so I just normally make one. And this thing, APH data bank, so we can make that now. So our second one of them used up. And index I wasn't going to bother with, was we? So I think everything else was going to be genetic machines. So yeah, so let's make them, and they're missing that thing there. Basic circuit board, carpenter, redstone and tin. Redstone and tin. So we should have 5 of these things left. Yeah, 5 of these APH machines. So we're going to want 5 of these things. Let's clear that out. One, two, three, four, 5. And this is probably going to take all that water up. So let's get rid of them. Get rid of them cans. We're not going to need them for anything else. And after that we can use buckets or something if we need any more water. So I'll break camera a sec, back in a minute when this is done. Okay then, back with the 5 basic circuit boards, so they can now go in there, in fact straight in there. 5 genetic machines. Do I need 6? I also need 6, damn it. What was I making? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I made one too many. Gene pool, sequencer, splicer. What else? What else does that go into? Bit of a derpy episode. Gene pool, yeah. Don't want them to. Okay, we made one extra. I've got one of them extra. Screw it, don't matter. So they can go back in there again then. So now we're on to our advanced genetic machine. So that takes the next thing that we need here, enhanced circuit boards, and I've got stuff ready for that. We needed more bronze for these, so I needed more water, and we need bronze. This is 3 bronze ingots, so before it was just 1 tin, now it's 3 bronze, that'll make us them. So I'll get them cooking. Rolling machine can just go there for now, out of the way. And just having to wait a little bit again while that cooks. So what we can do is, let's quickly run across, see how our bees are doing. So we should have a bit of product by now possibly, and we have, excellent. So there we go, we've got stringy comb and dripping comb that we was already getting. We was getting that anyway from the bees that we already had. But now we're also getting this stuff, royal jelly and pollen. Royal jelly is very important to us. So is pollen. Royal jelly and pollen are both needed for making alvearies. And royal jelly, as you know, is needed, as I mentioned, for making these serums. So we've got a little bit of that, so we should be able to make enough serums to make what we need here. So let's look for the empty serums. What do they look like? Look at all that extra bee stuff, crazy. The empty serum valve, there we go. Shape crafting. So gold ingots and panes of glass. So let's stick that royal jelly in there. Let's get some panes of glass. Stick them in there. And now shift click that into there, and we can see how many we can make. We can make 8 empty serum valves. Very useful. Let's clear that out there. And this should be done now. Here's there we go, 5 enhanced circuit boards. So we know we can go back to making our advanced genetic machines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're onto the specific machines here now, like these tier 3 machines. So the isolator, let's sling them 5 in there. I'm going to make one isolator. So that's just emeralds, blaze rods, and a redstone. We're going to make a replicator, aren't we? We'll leave the replicator for now, because that uses empty serum vials and either end that we haven't made yet. Purifier. Well, for that we need glass. We need some of these things. Tanks. And gas tiers for that one. So purifier, that's very important, that one. Isolator is very important. Purifier is. So the replicator is not that important. I'll show you for why when we make it. Inoculator. So we're going to need magma creams for that. So let's make some magma creams first. Use them. Cool. Didn't know you could use them. Don't have any use for them. Might as well use them then. 1, 2, 3. Was it 3 or 5? 5. 5 of them. Put that back. The inoculator. That's going to use 2 of our serum vials up. 1, 2. Gets us that guy. And then synthesizer. That uses soul sand and 2 more of them tanks. So let me just get some tanks and some soul sand. Like so. And we can stick that in there. What else was it? Bit of glass. Synthesizer, and then finally we've got enough serum vials, so that might as well make it. Let's make the replicator. I'll show you what that does. So eyes of ender first. 1, 2, 3. 4 of them want to be in there. Replicator. There we go. That's all our advanced genetic machines used up. So we have got one spare basic machine. Okay, I guess I was going to make an indexer then. Was that my plan? Yeah, it looks like it, doesn't it? Might as well make one then. 6 chests. So make 8 chests. No worries. Now I'm not going to power these up in this episode, but what I am going to do is I'm just going to show you what the crack is. So I'm going to place them all down and show you what each one does, and then I'm going to wrap up this episode. And next time we'll have plenty of royal jelly. We'll have plenty of pollen, and we should be able to start working on alveoli. So let's just place these down for now. Let's show what each one does. So our Apiarist data bank, let's look at this first. Apiarist data bank, pretty straightforward. All that does, that's exactly the same as the handheld version, and this will grow as we get more and more species. This will grow. I'll show you that. What we know about this is that we know that this is an issue with my that don't look right to me. Might be an issue with my texture pack here, you know. No description. This used to have all the stats, but it's not showing the stats. I don't know if it's an issue with my texture pack, or if it's you can also look at them that way by branch. So there's the noble branch, industrious branch, and historic is the 3 branches we've looked at. Historic we did by accident, if you remember. So yeah, this used to what? Oh, a bee swatter. There's my profile. Look, I've got 12 species, so I'm a bee swatter. I've looked at 4 branches. So yeah, this previously would have all the stats on that first page, but it's not showing them. Give me a sec. I'm going to turn my texture pack off for a sec and see if that's the issue. Okay, well, back, and no, it's not the texture pack, because vanilla texture pack, well, vanilla textures shows the same thing. What that used to show you was all these stats. Used to definitely show you at least used to show you the base stats for what comes in a standard one of these bees. So this Imperial bee has got different stats from what we've read it, but what that databank used to show you is what the perfect like base. If there was a high version of Imperial, it'd show you that. So that seems to have gone. So well, that's maybe not quite as useful as it was now. You could use that to work out what the best bees were. But of course, that's all in. Is that in the NAI? Them stats in there, are they? Maybe right in there if it is in NAI. Come on. It doesn't actually show me the actual detailed stats, does it? So, never mind. I don't really know what's going on. Let's go through the rest of my machines then. Indexer, as I said, is basically just a chest for bees. So I can stick bees in there and it'll stick them all in there. Now, when you get to applied energistics actually does a better job of this. But for now, what we can do is we can stick all them in there, and this has got loads. This is essentially a bottomless chest. It can only fit bees in, but it'll fit as many as you want in. So there's all them bees stacked up, and you can have it ordered by species, ordered by type, so that was put in queens first, and then it put princesses and then drones. We can have no ordering, it'll just be all messed up. Generally, if I use that, I use species. But I say I don't always use this indexer. There we go, that's just so you know how to use it. Acclimatizer is the next of the of that tier machine. This we don't need for a long time. It needs power, and it needs a bee. What we do with this is it can change the tolerances on your bees. Now, if we look at our Imperial bee there that we just checked out in the Beealizer again, you'll see that he's got these tolerances here. He's got 0 tolerance of temperature or humidity. This can, if you add more tolerances here, they can work in more biomes. Now, there's 3 humidity types and 5 temperature types, which we can see in this thing down here. Look, there. So you can see there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm lying. There's 6 temperature types. So normal is in the middle, warm, hot, and the one that the hell in it. Hell's the hottest one, like the nether. So that'll be cold and someone started a bloody lawnmower off. That's gonna be too noisy. That's a cut camera. I'll be back in a bit. Sorry about that. I've shut my window so we can't hear the neighbour mowing his lawn now. So yeah, there we go. We've got 6 temperature biomes and 3 humidity. So normal, arid, and damp. So tropical, desert, normal biomes. What we can do with the acclimatizer is later on, when we've got things like demonic bees that work in a hell biome, they've only got a tolerance. Say a hell biome, even with a tolerance of 3. The best tolerance you can get from a normal bee is 3. So hell, so tolerance of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 would only take it to warm. So a demonic bee, even with the best thing you can pull off as a serum, will not work in a normal biome. So what you can do, you can actually create +5 and use the acclimatizer. So what we'd do, we'd put a bee in there. We put loads of stacks of blaze powder in there. It might take, I've had it take as little as 3 stacks and as much as like 8 or 9 stacks of blaze powder, and that'll gradually do is it'll up the temperature tolerance of the bee there to 5 to 5. So then you can pull that serum off, which we'll get to in a minute, and then you can add that serum to your demonic bees and they'll work in a normal biome. So we could eventually have demonic bees working here. But without the acclimatizer, you cannot do that, just so you know. Right, next machine then. The replicator, I'm going to stick to one side. We'll get to that just at the end. So these are the big boys, these 4. Now, the 4 things we need when modifying bees. Where should these go? Let's I'll stick them here for now. So, isolator. This is the first thing we need. This is the most important thing we need. What this does is this is what pulls traits out of bees. So let's just use a redstone energy cell just to give this some power. We're filling up. What's going on? Is that drawing power all the time? That's losing power, so it's going somewhere. Or is that just not working? Stick a bee in, see what happens. That's upsetting. That's certainly losing power. Stopped. 20 valves to fill. There we go. So we'll use these 20 valves that we had left of there. What this is going to do, it's going to give us a chance of pulling a stat from this bee. So there's not actually anything we really want from this bee, so it's a bit of a waste, this. Apart from the species, so if we're lucky we'll get the species, the Imperial drone. What we've got there. Look at that. Exactly what we wanted. So we'll set that back out, we'll get rid of that and we'll stop that for now. But there we go. One of the things we wanted from that, so let's put that bee back in there. Looking down its stats, there's nothing really impressive other than its species. But any of these can be pulled off into a serum using the isolator there. What it's doing, it's genetically isolating these different stats, and you can get tolerances pulled off which won't work, diurnal that could get pulled off. So all them things can be pulled off as a serum, and what we're going to do is we're going to collect serums, and then we're going to use the other machines to actually improve them serums, fill them up and improve them, and then we can give them to other bees. So what I could do now with this Imperial species serum is use these other machines. So the next thing we'd do, once you've got a serum you want, is you need a synthesizer, and you need a purifier. Now these both need power, but they also need bDNA. So this is what we're collecting the liquid DNA for. If we was to put this serum in there, if this had power and it had DNA, what we could do is we could use that power and that DNA to gradually fill that up from 0, it's got no charges, it's empty, it says there, up to 15 charges. Once it was full, we go into this machine, which also needs power and DNA. And what that'll do, it's average quality. Well, filling that up with charges, it'll take it to terrible quality, really bad. I think it's, I can't remember what the worst quality is called, but it'll take it right down. What the purifier does is, through cycles, it actually makes it back up to excellent quality. And you need your serum to be excellent quality, otherwise when you use them on a bee, they won't give you the good things. What they'll do, it'll give you a bee with a little minus next to its name, which will die after a couple of cycles. So you always make sure you purify your bees up to excellent, your serums up to excellent quality. And then once we add that, what we'd do is, last machine, inoculator, you'd put your bee into there, you'd put your serum into there, you'd give it power, and this won't work because it's the same bee and it's got no charges or anything, but this is trying to put Imperial onto an Imperial drone, so that won't work anyway. But if this was a common drone or anything other than Imperial, and we had power and that was charged up and excellent quality, then it might take a couple of runs. So it might take a couple of charges, maybe 3 or 4 charges of the 15 that I can hold, and it'll gradually turn that bee into an Imperial bee. So there we go. That's the basics of genetic manipulation in your bees. So once you've got like fastest productivity, longest lifespan, nocturnal flyer, which means it can work in the rain, cave dwelling, which means working indoors, you can add all them stats to bees and make them work really fast, really productive, and really good. Excellent. So that's our basics. And once we've got plenty of bees, and once we've got ovaries to actually produce something better, we'll be doing all our genetic manipulation in there, making some super bees. Wonderful. So that is pretty much it, apart from the replicator, which I nearly forgot about. Replicator, last thing here. What the replicator can do is, if this has power, you can put serum there, you can put an empty serum there, and what that'll do is copy that serum onto that, and that'll drop into there. So then, instead of having one Imperial species, we'd have 2. So on a server, if you want to give serums to friends, or if you have a massive production run with lots of purifiers and stuff, you may want to speed things up by having multiple of the same one. You can create duplicate ones in a replicator. That's all that does. So that last one's not as important as the rest. So there we go. That's a basic look at genetic machines. That's all the machines we need. The last thing I'm going to make is I'll take 5 of these, and we're just going to make one of these apiarist backpack. Not that we need it, but let's finish the episode off making that. So first thing we need is an apiarist chest. So let's go back to our base, where our materials are. Make one of them. So chest, a bit of glass. I believe it was glass. So like that. Apiarist chest, wonderful. And now string and sticks, wool, all straightforward stuff. Wool. Don't know if them thingy sticks will work, so let's make some more sticks. And string we should have in here. 4 string. Apiarist backpack, there we go. What that does is that can also hold our bees. We can have 5 pages worth of bees in there. So that's probably what I'll do. I probably won't use that indexer so much. I'll probably store all my bees in that. So I just wanted to show you that before we finished off. There we go. That's everything done now. Until what we're waiting on now is you're going to make sure you keep frames in these as much as you can, and you want to keep these bees working as much as they can. Hopefully it's not working now because it's night time and these don't have the nocturnal trait yet, but what we're collecting is loads of pollen, loads of royal jelly, and next episode we should be able to make our first alveary, which will turn into a breeding alveary. So I hope you join me for that. I hope this is a little bit educational and not too tedious, and I hope I see you next time. Cheers, bye. Oh, one more thing. I just banged the industrious drone in here and I got a shit serum that I don't want. Slow flowering, no one wants that. This thing I think is working, it's just not showing. So you see that stopped putting power in because that's actually full, I believe. So it's just not showing there, so that's just a graphic issue. What you can do with the serums that you don't want is get the way clay. Just stick that in there for now, put that back. I'm making some bricks, as you can see. Put it into a furnace, any kind of furnace, and I'll make it into a blank again. So once you've got a few serums, you don't end up with stacks of serums that you don't want. You can keep the good ones, and you can recycle the bad ones using a furnace. So once we've got a decent setup over here, with power running to all the machines and stuff, we will most certainly have a furnace over here that we can put unwanted serum vials in, and then you can try and get them back. This bee could die anytime it completes a cycle. We're not seeing one be destroyed yet, but there's a chance in each go that this could die. And I believe the stats on the bees are weighted, so that certain stats will come off more than others. Short lifespan, meh, not that useful. Shortest, pretty good for if you just want to create bee DNA, but short we don't really need, so I'll take that out for now. And there we go. Okay then, cheers, bye.